I clicked on Ryan's videographer's page, scrolled down to find this reel that I was watching, and then there you have it. The reveal of the camera setup that Ryan uses, and it sure is
You gotta just press record.
I actually had to investigate via Instagram to really dial in all that he uses, but let's just break this down in a few different areas. The first will be the cameras Ryan uses. The second will be what Ryan is using to capture his audio. And then we'll talk about his edits, which is how he's putting this all together. Now, if you watch Ryan's vlogs, you'll find that he kind of has two different looks when it comes to the quality of video he has. One would be a smartphone look, and the second would actually be a camera, because there'll be times where he is vlogging and the background is super blurry, and I know for sure it's not a smartphone, and you can just tell. However, in day 5, you could scrub to a certain portion when he's in Vegas, and when he's at his hotel, he's actually vlogging in the bathroom of the hotel, and you'll find that he actually has an iPhone 13 Pro. In this one shot, you can see that he's using the rear-facing camera, which is a great tip if you are watching this video and you have a smartphone. Always use the rear-facing camera because it's better than the front selfie camera. Nonetheless, Ryan uses all of them. You could tell when he's selfieing and he's looking at himself in the screen. But for this shot in particular, he's revealing that he's definitely using his smartphone to capture some of those moments. And I've discovered his vlog is very much split by how much he uses a camera and how much he uses his smartphone. Because of how fast he edits and the full-on story he's telling, it kind of makes the quality of video a little bit irrelevant. Nonetheless, I do appreciate it when he does sit down or vlog and it's like a super crispy setup. And that's usually when he's like holding his lav mic. Which I'll break down in just a second. But for me to find out the actual camera setup they are using, I had to be kind of a creep on Instagram to discover his full-on camera setup when it came to the lens and the mic and things like that. So I found myself on his Instagram, and then I went to his following, and I was like, okay, he's following 2 people. I'm guessing the green shark meme's not quite it.
It's not his fault he can't read.
Maybe Haley Pham, which is his wife, as I found out. And then I was like, oh, cool, made new in Christ. I knew that they were Christian, bro. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Christ on YouTube, making a difference in the world. Anyway, I would then go to see her post on the last vlog day that she has. And sure enough, as I was perusing this carousel, boom, I saw his editor with the camera setup. I'm like, okay, this tells me that number 1, they have a nice little vlog grip. Number 2, they have a shotgun mic that I'll talk about in just a moment, but there's definitely a mirrorless camera setup situation. So I did some more investigating, and then I found on Ryan's tagged images. So I went back to Ryan's account, went to his tagged images, and then I scrolled down and found the image of his editor posting about completing the challenge, and boom, there you have it, the camera setup that Ryan is using. And sure enough, it is a Sony setup. So shout out to Sony, gang gang. But knowing that this was Ryan's editor and the guy on the right is actually Ryan's videographer, I clicked on Ryan's videographer's page, scrolled down to find this reel that I was watching, and then there you have it. The reveal of the camera setup that Ryan uses.
Nerd alert!
And it sure is a Sony full frame camera with a Sony vlog grip and the 16 to 35 f4 Zeiss lens. This is essentially a setup that I made a video on our channel, and I'll be sure to link that in the description below if you wanna check it out. But he's definitely using a full frame Sony setup, and by looking at this screenshot, I can tell it's probably a Sony a7S III or an a7 IV. One way to distinguish what camera it actually is by the rolling shutter. And when he hops on the bus going from LA to Las Vegas, you'll see that there is no rolling shutter in the shot, probably making it the Sony a7S III. And if you wanted to create vlogs like Ryan, I would actually encourage you to go with the Sony a7 IV, simply because it's a little over $1,000 cheaper and looks really good. Now we know that Ryan not only uses his iPhone, but he also is using this Sony full frame setup with this lens. And what I love about this lens, honestly, is that this lens has optical steady shot. So if you're actually vlogging with it, you actually get more stable footage, and it looks really good, as you see in Ryan's videos. But that is the camera setup and lens setup Ryan is using. That vlog grip is really cool because it also has a couple buttons on it that you can use to hit record or what have you. But that is the setup when it comes to Ryan's camera. Now, when it comes to Ryan's audio, He's definitely using the built-in mic of his iPhone 13 Pro because, you know, based off of that shot that we looked at earlier, he's just talking straight into the camera. Now, the wireless lavalier setup that we have here, I'm pretty sure based off of that shot and looking at the antennas of his wireless mic solution, that he's using the Sony wireless lav kit that comes in at around $560. But I don't think that was the best move because of how bulky it is. If I was actually going to achieve the same idea and have a lav in the shot, or just want a wireless lav, generally speaking, the one I recommend is the Deity Pocket Wireless. It's about $180, give or take, and the Deity mic is not only portable, but it's also rechargeable. And when it comes to convenience in vlogging, you definitely don't want the bulkiness, as well as the inconvenience of having to carry batteries to swap out. And so he is using a wireless mic though, and I do like that he uses it. It definitely makes his audio clear. And even the moments when the audio isn't all that perfect, it still is a great solution and allows him to do very funny things when he's encountering people or walking away from the camera and interviewing them or doing something like that. Having that wireless solution is very helpful. Now, I thought that was the only mic solution he essentially had until I found that photo of what Haley posted of kind of like that behind the scenes shot of them hugging. And you see that there's a shotgun mic on top of the camera. And based off of looking at this image, or even the image where there's a camera in her hand, chances are is that this mic is the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Sounds phenomenal, and a lot of YouTubers use this mic. However, again, it's not that convenient because the batteries run out. And if I were to do this setup myself, I would actually go for the new Rode VideoMic Go 2, which is about $100 and takes no battery, and it sounds phenomenal as well. But that is his audio setup. Now, if you tally up all the gear that Ryan used to go viral on YouTube, you will find it to come in right around $4,000 to $5,000, give or take. Now, I was gonna call this video like his budget setup, but the reality is he doesn't have a budget setup. He has a setup that actually costs a pretty penny. And that's because Ryan knows how to make money using YouTube. And we actually teach how you can make money using YouTube. Whether you wanna build a part-time or full-time income, we teach how you can do this at our free 1-hour YouTube class at thinkmasterclass.com. I'll post a link to it down in the description below. But if you are looking to invest in gear, we wanna make sure it's gonna be well worth your investment and that you have strategies to implement to make sure you make that money back by posting videos on YouTube, which is a beautiful thing. But if you wanna check out that training, be sure to check out thinkmasterclass.com or check out the link in the description below. But when it comes to his backpack, he's using the Peak Design 30L, which comes in at around $300, but this backpack is super sleek and I absolutely love to travel with it and use it more than just for camera gear and things like that, as it is customizable as you need to change out the compartments. Now, I did mention earlier in this video that we would break down his edits and how he actually uses all this gear to create the viral video vlogs that he does. And you can check that out by clicking or tapping the screen. Thank you so much for joining me on this fun episode. Can't wait to see you in a future one. Peace.